Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you everyone for joining us. And I did let parents know that this would be recorded in case they weren't able to join us. So hopefully they can catch the video or the recording of this at the time that works best for them after we're able to post it, probably sometime tomorrow. And the format for tonight is going to be that we're going to share with you the most pertinent information we feel you need to know. This will be the same exact information that your students will be receiving when they're coming to the student orientation. We do have the Q&A open, and we're going to ask that you try to hold off on questions because we want to be able to present information, and some of your questions will be answered through that process. And then certainly we want you to ask questions that you feel haven't been addressed and we'll go through those at the end. We believe this should take about an hour between our presentation and the Q&A. So thank you again for being here. Next slide, please.
Oh, that's me, sorry.
Okay, so basically I kind of shared a little bit about point one, and then we certainly, the most highest priority for us is the care for the health and safety and the well-being of our students, our staff, and our whole parent and community. We want to make sure that when we're open that we have done what we can and what we need to do to make it as safe a space as possible. So we're sharing that information with you tonight in more detail. Next slide. Here's the timeline. Tonight's our parent orientation. On December 2nd, the 6th grade students will come on campus during their AM or PM cohort, and the 7th and 8th graders will Zoom from home and or do their independent work from home. On December 3rd, the 7th grade students will be coming to campus during their AM and PM cohort, and the 6th graders and the 8th graders will Zoom from home and do their independent work. They will also be Zooming from home in their AM and PM cohorts on these days. On December 4th, the 8th grade students will be coming to campus for their AM and PM orientation, and then the 6th and 7th graders will be Zooming from home and doing their independent work. And then on December 7th, starting next Monday, is our full implementation of the hybrid schedule. As I've shared in different communications, we still will have Zoom on Mondays and Tuesdays, and every Monday will be a day Zoom for periods 1 through 3, and every Tuesday will be a periods 1 through 3 B day Zoom. And then on December 9th, all students on campus will be here either in their AM or blue cohort or their green or PM group. And so that the first time that we'll have all students on campus in the 2 different groups is going to be Wednesday, December 9th. Next slide, please.
All right, good evening, everybody, and thank you all for being here. Mark Nelson, Assistant Principal. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm going to walk through with you what our hybrid schedule looks like. We are in a 3x3 model. I know that this specific slide is a little small, but the schedule has been sent out. It is on our website, and this is what it looks like. You can go on the website and print a copy if you would like. Not right now, but when you have a free moment. I'm just going to walk you through what the schedule is going to look like. So as Anna mentioned, the students are divided into 2 groups by alphabet with some exceptions. Primarily it's A through J is the top half, and then K through Z is the bottom half. You may or may not, you may have received a notification from your counselor or a teacher that's moving you into one cohort or another, and that's for balancing certain classes, and you will receive notification for that. So some students whose last name is K through Z will be in the AM cohort for whatever reason, and that reason should have been communicated to you by now. Some students A through J may have wound up in the PM cohort, and that should have been communicated to you as well. We have to balance the classes to ensure that we have no more than 15 kids in a class at a time. So the blue group, that's the top half of the alphabet, A through J, and then the green group is essentially the bottom half, which is K through Z. On Monday and Tuesday, all the students are going to attend class as one group with their teachers in a Zoom format as they've been doing all year. So Monday and Tuesday is essentially distance learning. So in our new hybrid schedule, we have 2 days of distance learning and 3 days of in-person learning. Monday morning, we'll have Panther Community from 8:30 to 8:45. And then students will have their 3 70-minute classes. So Monday will be an A day. So they'll go to period 1A, 2A, and 3A. 1A will be from 8:50 to 10, 5-minute break. And then period 2A will be from 10:05 to 11:15. We know that that 5 minutes isn't a whole lot of time to go from one class to the next, but our teachers will be giving kids breaks throughout the course of that longer session. There'll be some downtime as well. Not downtime, they'll give the kids if they need to take care of whatever they need to take care of during that 70 minutes, there will be some opportunity to do that. So lunch will be from 11:15 to 11:55, and then 12 to 1:10 will be period 3A. And then 1:10 to 1:50, that will be office hours and planning for the teachers on Monday and Tuesday. On Monday from 1:50 to 3:20, that's when we will have all of our staff meetings. So teachers won't be available during that chunk of time. We have grade level meetings, we have whole staff meetings, we have professional development meetings, we have department meetings. And so that's our time set aside as a staff so that we can work with one another to prepare and to plan the best possible education that we can deliver for your kids. On Tuesday, you have office hours and plannings from 1:50 to 3:20. So there's a big chunk of time in there as well. As we come into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, this is where we have the in-person session. This is where the kids are divided up into the blue group and the green group. So essentially the schedule rolls as it does, I should say not now, but as it did in the past. They're going to see their 1A and 2A class on Wednesday. On Thursday, they'll see their 3A and then 1B class. And then on Friday, they'll see their 2B class and their 3B class. So they'll see their A class once on Zoom, their B class once on Zoom, and then they'll see their A class in person once and their B class in person once. And so that blue group, from 8:50 to 9:55 is period 1A. There's going to be a 15-minute break to allow teachers to sanitize the tables. They have Sani-Q that they'll spray with the tables. It dries in about 5-10 minutes. And then 10:10 to 11:15 is period 2A. And after that, the students will go home for lunch and our custodians will come in and clean as much as they can during that time. And then periods on Thursday, it'll be 3A and 1B, Friday, 2B and 3B. At the afternoon group will then arrive on campus between 12:15 and 12:25 for their health screening. And we'll be describing that process in a moment. And then 1:25 to 1:30 is period 1A. There's that 15-minute break for the kids to go from class to class. And when they are traveling from class to class, they're going to be utilizing the exterior classroom doors. So we want to minimize movement in the building as much as possible. So when they go from one class to the next, they're going to go through their exterior classroom doors. And that's where they will enter class as well. And then from 2:50 to 3:20 is office hours and planning. So again, that in the afternoon, it looks just like it does in the morning with periods 1A, period 2A, and then period 3A and 1B on Thursday, and period 2B and 3B on Friday. So the periods 1 through 3, it's going to be from November 30th to January 22nd. That's going to be the first 6 weeks. The second 6 weeks, this is incorrect. I apologize. I will change this. It's making some last minute edits. It's A through J, and then K through Z. But this schedule here, this just shows with periods 4, 5, and 6, the second 6 weeks will be January 25th through March 12th. And again, the same schedule, except periods 1, 2, 3, it's going to be periods 4, period 5, and period 6. And again, Monday will be an A day on Zoom, Tuesday will be a B day, and then the kids will all come to campus on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They'll do periods 4A and 5A on Wednesday, 6A and 4B on Thursday, and then 5B and 6B on Friday. And they'll either be the 2 classes in the morning if they're the AM group, 2 classes in the afternoon if they're PM group. So that is what the schedule looks like. It's available on our website. I believe Anna sent it out to you as well. And it's been posted in Google Classroom as well. So it's readily available for the kids and for you all to have.
Good evening. My name is Lisa Lamar, and I'm the Dean of Students. And we are so excited to welcome your kids back. We've been working really hard to make sure that all our safety protocols are in place. And health screening, it's really important that every student, every parent, I should say, complete the health screening. So every morning you'll receive a daily email from Parent Square by 7 a.m. as a reminder. Please complete the health screen prior to leaving campus. If cleared, then your student can come to campus. If not cleared, please remain home and follow the Mill Valley School District COVID safety decision tree. Students who forget to screen but come to campus will need to wait outside, and they will need to call home, and the parents need to screen them. We want to make sure that the parents are screening them and not the students themselves. This is all on our website, just like Mark said, and if I think it's a little small here, but you can find it on our website. Okay, next slide. So the 3 W's, this is going to be our mantra. Wear your mask at all times, wait 6 feet apart at all times, wash and sanitize your hands frequently. So face coverings must cover mouth, nose, and be secured around the ears or head. So we want to make sure that no students are coming with gaiters or bandanas. So that's following the CDC guidelines.
You're muted, Anna.
Muted.
I got the notice, thanks. So what are kids going to bring when they come to campus? Pretty much what they used to bring, and then a few more things. So the backpack should be kept as light as possible. They definitely should have more than one mask. 2 or 3 would be great. Have a couple for backup in the backpack at all times. Teachers will have some of the paper surgical masks for students who either break their mask or somehow lose their mask. Please bring hand sanitizer just for your own safety, not only just on campus. On campus, there will be hand sanitizers in every classroom and in the hallway, in the parts of the building, but you should always have hand sanitizer. We're all getting used to that. And snacks for the break that you're going to have. So each session will have 1 15-minute break outside. And during that time, students will be allowed to eat a snack, and Mark will review a little bit more of that in a minute. And then make sure that your kids bring filled water bottles or water bottles, because the water fountains for safety reasons are going to be closed. We do have water bottle fillers. We have 2 of those on campus, but the water fountains themselves are going to be closed. And please, please, please remember to bring a fully charged iPad. Bring your charger too, in case you do need an emergency charge, and headphones as might be needed. Next slide, please. All right, so when students come on campus, they can come the way that they've always come. They can either ride their bikes, they can walk to school, they can roll to school with your car and carpools. No, not carpools. No carpool. And we have bike racks that have been spaced farther apart than we used to have, so that it's more safe for students to lock their bikes if they're riding their bikes. There will be the same drop off and pickup zone along Sycamore, not the front parking lot of the school, but along the Sycamore Drive, where you drive down and you can drop off and pick up safely there. And students should arrive on campus no sooner than 8:20, and they should be here by 8:30, because that is when the teachers will start doing the health screening. And then please remember, and I wrote it in one of my communications, have your child bring to school with them when they come for student orientation, the teacher name and their room number, because they will report directly to the outside classroom number by the outside classroom door. And students will be accessing all classrooms through the exterior doors and not the regular entrances. And that again is for safety reasons. Thank you. So when they come to campus, they find their classroom for the first session of that day, and they wait on one of the 15 yellow dots that are painted in a line 6 feet apart next to that classroom number. They stand on the yellow dot and they wait for the teacher to verify their health screening. And they then are able to follow the teacher to the classroom once the health screening has been verified. If the student has not cleared, or the parent has not done the health screening, the student will wait on in a specific area. I will be supervising the 6th grade area. Mark will be supervising the 7th grade area, and Lisa will be supervising the 8th grade area. And we will let the students know, direct them where they're to stand. And we will wait with them until they are able to contact the parent to do the health screening. If we cannot contact a parent, we will bring the student to the front office and have them wait there until a parent can be contacted to be picked up.
All right. So what does this all look like? Well, I put together a short video that hopefully gives you an idea of what it looks like. I showed the kids today. If you weren't watching on Panther Community, I'll probably show it tomorrow so they have an idea. There is one thing that we have to change in this video, and I will let you all know as soon as it's done. It's just about 2 minutes or so.
Hey gang, it's Mr. Nelson here on a beautiful fall day, and we are so excited to welcome you all back this week. Today and tomorrow you will be Zooming with your teachers, but beginning Wednesday, we're going to start seeing you all on campus. 6th graders will see you on Wednesday, 7th graders will see you on Thursday, and 8th graders, we will see you on Friday. And if you're not on campus, you will be Zooming with your teacher or doing some independent work. Don't forget, prior to coming on campus, your parents need to go into Parent Square and complete the health screening. They should receive a notification every morning at 7 a.m. Also, when you arrive on campus, arrive right around 8:30, no sooner than 8:30, and report directly to the exterior door of your classroom and wait on the yellow dot. Once you are on the yellow dot, your teacher will greet you, make sure that you have completed the health screening, and they'll bring you upstairs. So please take a look at what this is all going to look like as we welcome you back this week. 6th graders will see you on Wednesday, 7th graders will see you on Thursday, and 8th graders will see you on Friday.
Everyone can see we're together as we walk on by. Hey, and we fly just like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lie. All of the people around us, they say, can they be that close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family dose. We are family. Hey, I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Sing it to me. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Living life is fun, and we just begun to get our share of this world's delight. High hopes we have for the future, and our goals in sight. We know we don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is our family jewel. We are family. Sing it to me. I got all my sisters and me. Sing it to me. I can hear you guys. Help everybody sing. Have faith in you and the things you do. Hey, I got all my sisters and me. We are family. Get up, everybody sing.
Learn it, know it, live it.
All right, so the purpose of that video really was to show the kids what it looks like when they get to campus. We're going to walk through with them everything they need to know about campus, but several things, or one thing that I wanted to point out is that myself, a couple of us, we're not wearing the appropriate masks. This was filmed on a Sunday and a Friday afternoon, but when we all come back on campus, it's important that we have the appropriate mask. I had a neck gaiter on that day. Not going to happen when we're on campus. When we're all here together, we need to have a mask that fits around like this. So just wanted to make that clear. I want to do that. Okay. So just to give you some updates on some classroom safety things that we have HEPA filters in every single one of our classrooms, plugged into the front of the room. We also have our HVAC system that brings in fresh air through our MERV 13 filters. The entire HVAC system was upgraded to MERV 13 filters over the summer. We've installed hand sanitizer dispensers at the exterior door of the classroom and the interior door of the classroom. Each classroom is provided with 2 bottles of SaniQ for teachers to spray down the desks between each class. We have hand washing stations located outside the pod, in addition to, of course, the ones that are in the bathrooms, and we have additional EPE if needed. The classrooms look much different. There is essentially a space in front of the classroom is dedicated for the teacher only. That's where the teacher will remain throughout the duration of the course. They can walk in front of the board and by their workspace. You can see these blue lines right here. Virtually every classroom has something that looks just like this. It's basically the no-go zone. So that's where there's no interaction. We want to make sure we have a 6-foot space in between teachers and students. So all the classrooms are taped off. The desks are 6 feet apart and spaced out. Any excess furniture has been moved out into the pod. We've marked all the classrooms for physical distancing. The workspace between the teacher and the students themselves is all 6 feet in most places. We are allowed to go down to 5, and that's only in a case if a classroom has a large bookshelf. Some of the classrooms have the really large bookshelf on one of the windows. And if that's the case, we did have to go down to 5 feet of spacing for a couple of areas. But the vast majority of the classrooms, all the desks are 6 feet apart. And of course, the 3 W's, this is posted in every classroom. As Lisa said, it's really going to be our mantra: wear a mask, wash your hands frequently, and wait 6 feet apart. That's really what we want to impress upon the kids as we come back and we're here together. Additional campus safety items to bring to your attention. We have multiple arrows around campus painted on the ground, just indicating the directional flow for which way kids should go. All the tables have been placed 6 feet apart. There's yellow dots that are on the tables, and those yellow dots indicate where you can sit and eat. When you're going to be eating, it can only be at a yellow dot, and you have to be seated. All the tables are 6 feet apart. We have all the water fountains turned off. The exterior water fountains are turned off, as well as the interior water fountains, which is why we've asked students to bring a bottle of water. As for breaks in food, so during the breaks, again, we have the 2 breaks. Well, 1 break when your kids are on campus. We have a break for the AM group and a break for the PM group. During that time, our staff has been assigned, our teachers are assigned a specific area, and we have a supervision schedule that our teachers adhere to, and they will go out to their assigned area on their assigned day. And the assigned areas are by the kiddo sign in the 6th grade ball wall, around by the amphitheater, the back lawn, the 7th grade area, and the 8th grade area. So we will have eyes outside on the kids during break, to making sure that they're wearing their masks, make sure that they're staying 6 feet apart, that if they're eating or drinking something, that they need to be seated at a table near a yellow dot. Administrators, we will be in the hallways, in this hallway, monitoring the bathroom lines to make sure that kids are waiting in line and there's 2 people in the bathroom, no more than 2 people in the bathroom at once. Students are going to be required to wear masks at all time. They must keep a distance of 6 feet, and they must sit in the yellow dot in the seating areas when they are eating their snacks. So we will have supervision. The kids can eat during break. They go outside for break, which brings me to the issue of rain and weather. So the classroom windows are going to be open often in order to add for additional airflow. So it's important that kids dress in layers. I dress in layers every day, and so some days it's going to be a little bit chillier, and some teachers may want to have a window or 2 open just for a little bit more airflow. It's cold outside, so just be sure we're dressed in layers. Have appropriate rain gear, umbrellas, raincoats. If there's a drizzle, I'm an Oregonian. I got web feet. So if there's a drizzle outside, we're going outside, and it's going to be umbrellas and raincoats. Of course, if it's a monsoon or a torrential downpour, we're not going to send the kids out, but they're going to be outside often for breaks, and that's when they're going to eat. So it's important that they remember to dress appropriately for the weather. Restroom procedures. It's only 2 students allowed in the restrooms at once, and we have 6-foot signs for kids to wait outside of the restrooms. Inside the restrooms, there's signage all over the place that say 2 kids at a time. They enter through the interior door and they exit through the exterior door. And then they will go back to class via the exterior door. They're allowed to go during class time. The teachers will dismiss them. If it's an emergency, we really want to limit the use during class time, but obviously if kids need to go, they need to go. But during break, what will happen is the teachers will see if anyone needs to use the restroom. Those students who need to use the restroom will go down and line up. We will be down there to monitor the lines and making sure that the kids are going in 2 at a time. With 400 something kids on campus, I know the line could be potentially long. We will monitor it and see how it goes, and we will have to evaluate and adjust our procedures. We'll see how things happen, and we'll make adjustments, but that's what we're thinking now. With the cohorts that we do have on campus, it's minimal because they're here for a short amount of time. It's not as much. They're not needing to be used as much. So we will keep an eye on it, see how things go, and we will make adjustments. Just wash their hands before and after use. And again, they go in through the interior and exit through the exterior doors.
All right, so because we have AM and PM cohorts, there will be no lunches done, eaten on campus. So students who are in the AM cohort should go home for lunch, and students who are in the PM cohort should eat before they come to school, or off campus or wherever you're wanting them to be. Students that get the choice lunch, the choice lunches will still continue to be delivered on Mondays, so parents can pick up the box of lunches for that week, and then students will eat their choice lunch at home either after they leave campus or before they come to campus. And all students are going to be required to quickly leave campus following their last session. We will be outside helping supervise that. We will have a campus supervisor who will be assisting us with making sure that students are coming on and off campus safely. And, our goal is to make sure that kids are getting on campus safely, staying on campus safely, and then leaving campus safely. And so that's what we'll be working towards. Next slide, please. If a student becomes ill while they're on campus, any kind of feeling ill, and especially if they start exhibiting any of the symptoms that you will have been screening them for, but if they start exhibiting them during their time on campus, we do have an isolation room, and that isolation room is located just out next to the Panther Cafe. It was a former classroom, and it has an isolation bed, and the nurse will have access to that. Parents will be notified, and they will have 30 minutes. We'll expect you to pick up your child within 30 minutes for the safety of everybody. And parents will need to wait in their car when picking up. They will call the office, let them know they're here. We will make sure that the student is accompanied out to the car and safely released to the parent or guardian. And there are specific details around the protocols that can be found in the student and family handbook that we have on our website for much more specific details. Next slide, please. So as we have shared in some other meetings, we do follow every guideline that is provided by the Marin County Health Department. And in that, what you're seeing here are 2 different guides. One is the different scenarios that can happen. And obviously it's too small, but again, these are on our website. And it's how we respond to each scenario, what the action is, and how we communicate it to families and the community. And then there's another one that's the colorful one that's called the decision tree. And this one was just updated by Marin County Health the week before we went for break. So, but again, it gives us the different scenarios, different symptoms, and what the next step is for the student or the family to respond to that. And we will follow these guidelines to the T. And so whenever we hear of any kind of exposure, whether it's on campus or not on campus, we will follow these guidelines. Our nurse will follow up with the parents of the students to make sure that they're following the guidelines, and we will do everything we can to keep everybody safe while they're here and while they're off campus as well.
Okay, quarantine learning. So students who are required to quarantine will attend Monday and Tuesday Zoom sessions, as do the entire school that are working in hybrid. Students who are required to quarantine will follow Google Classroom for the 3 classes and submit all assignments. So just like when your student has to stay out sick for any reason while we're in normal school and normal times, they would still follow along in Google Classroom. Students who should email teachers with any questions about any work that they have. Teachers who are required to quarantine will conduct Monday and Tuesday Zoom sessions from home, just like they would normally do. And teachers will conduct Zoom sessions from home on Wednesday through Friday. Students will attend in person with a classroom supervisor. So it might be an admin or a counselor or some other staff member. And substitutes will be provided in person and Zoom for teachers who are ill. Next slide. Okay. Orientation schedule. So Wednesday AM, 6th grade, blue group on campus for periods 1A for their orientation, period 2A, and period 3A. Wednesday PM, 6th grade, green group on campus for period 1A for their orientation, and period 2A and periods 3A. I know we've already gone through this a little bit, so it might be a little redundant. Thursday AM, 7th grade, blue group on campus for periods 3A for their orientation, and then they'll rotate to period 1B. And the reason why we have the 6th graders here a little bit longer is because they've never been on campus before. So we really want to give them that attention and really show them around and make them feel comfortable and show them around the campus and where their classes are located. Thursday PM, 7th grade, green group on campus for periods 3A for their orientation, periods 1B class. And Friday AM cohort will be the 8th grade, blue group on campus for period 2B for their orientation and period 3B for their class. And Friday PM, 7th grade, green group on campus for period 2B for their orientation, and then periods 3B class. 7th and 8th grade stay home on Wednesdays. 6th and 8th stay home on Thursday. 6th and 7th stay home on Friday. Students will Zoom with their teacher and or complete independent work. Next slide.
All right. As far as communication goes, I know that I'm a parent myself in the Novato Unified School District, and between the apps and the texts and the emails, I know we just get blasted with a lot of stuff. So I know what it's like to try to sift through all the information, but for the kids, all their assignments and everything they need to do is going to be posted in Google Classroom. So their teachers are going to post work in Google Classroom just as they have done all year long. We will be posting in the grade level Google Classrooms frequently with announcements to remind the kids about things. For example, tomorrow I'll be posting in 6th grade Google Classroom specific instructions for the 6th graders on what to do on Wednesday. And the same for 7th graders on Thursday and so forth. The Howler is due. I know I'm behind. I hope to get the December issue out today. We went from the weekly this week. We went from the weekly Howler to the monthly Howler. We still want to continue with that. So we will continue to post that monthly. It'll be sent via Parent Square and posted on the webpage. Students should monitor their emails daily and their classrooms daily, and we will communicate with families via Parent Square as needed when things arise. So that's basically how our main points of communication. And then this presentation with all the edits, there's a couple typos on here that I noticed as we've gone through, and I apologize. It will be fixed, and then it's up on the website. So you can access this on our website. And these are the links to the different things that we've been discussing tonight. We have the student orientation procedures and schedule, so you can take a look at that. And that'll give you a breakdown of what each day will look like. So be sure to take a look. It's divided up by day. So the 6th graders, it shows where the 6th graders go, where the 7th graders go on Thursday, and where the 8th graders go on Friday. There's a link to the 2nd semester 3x3 schedule. We have our guide for a safe return to school. This document right here, the Mill Valley Middle School COVID-19 Guide for a Safe Return to School, has everything you need to know. So it's right on the main page as well. When you go to our website, you can download it and print it out. We will be making updates to this periodically. And so You'll notice on the website, it says updated such and such a date. Sometimes we have to tweak some things here and there. So if you've printed out a copy and you're looking at it and something doesn't look right, check the website and see when the latest version is updated. We have the Mill Valley School District COVID-19 Student and Family Guidebook that looks similar to our guide for safe return to school because a lot of our information came from that. But the Mill Valley Middle School one is more specific to our instructional program and things that we do on our campus. We have our school site specific protection plan, the decision tree, and then a link to the website. And the link to the website takes you directly to the return to in-person link. It's under the Essentials tab, but if you go to our website, you'll see important note right at the front of the page, and you'll click on it, it says return to in-person instruction. All the information is right there. And again, this presentation will be posted on the website, so you can go through it as well. And I think Anna is muted.
Can you confirm that if they go to the slide deck that they can click on those and those are links that will take them to those documents?
Yeah.
Can you go back one slide?
So I just clicked on this because I'm sharing the present mode on my screen. It's not going to give it shows up.
But those are links that'll take them directly to those documents. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes.
All right, so before we go to questions, which we have a lot of questions, we probably won't get to all of them in person tonight, but we will go through them. We promise you, and answer them and post that along with on our website. But we have our counselors here, and we want you to know, and Rondi Josephson is our 7th grade counselor. Erin Sheedy is our 8th grade counselor, and Janet Jameson is our 6th grade counselor. You probably have seen them and heard from them by now, but please know that they are available to you. They are available to your children, and your kids should know how to reach them. They each have created, met with the students and created virtual offices that are on their emails, and it shows how kids can access them for any concerns, any questions, any need they might have. All right. Okay, so somebody had asked about, there was something about the Friday PM should be 8th grade green group. Yes, if it was a mistake, we apologize. The blue group should be in the morning on Friday and the green group should be in the afternoon. I know there was also a question on, and I hope it got clarified in Lisa's part, but when the kids are not here for their 1 half day of orientation, they are home doing the regular classes through Zoom like they would have been during distance learning previously. Okay, I'm not going to be able, there's lots of questions here. Does anybody else on the panel see the questions? Somebody's asking why we're opening this week. We're opening this week because Dr. Santora, Dr. Willis, and the Marin County Health Department felt that it was safe for us to open this week. We're still in the red tier. And so it was a district decision that we would start opening. We are happy that we were able to stagger our opening so that we only have students here for orientation for 1 half a day. And that gives us 1 more week before we start the full hybrid. Yes, 7th graders just go in person Thursday. 6th graders just go in person Wednesday, and 8th graders just go in person on Friday.
I have one here. What happens if we choose to keep our child home when they are meant to be in class due to safety concerns? Just like I explained, just as they would stay home in a regular school year, they would just follow along in their Zoom classes Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they would follow along in their Google Classroom, and the teacher's always available to answer questions via email.
So there is a question, and I know that this is a question that comes up periodically, is about why are we not having a pure cohort of students? And the guidelines from Marin County Health and the state actually shifted and changed back in October. And at that time, and just even more recently, it was shared with us that in middle school and high school, the cohorts do not need to stay in a cohort of all day. Some of the schools that started their cohorts earlier in the fall did have to do that. And that middle and high school students could stay in smaller groups, but they could travel to multiple classes. So we are again following the guidelines from the Marin Public Health guidelines and Marin County Office of Education. And one of the benefits of doing the schedule we're doing is that we are limiting the number of exposures just by doing the 3x3 and having no more than 2 classes per day. Each student will see up to 30 kids and each teacher will see up to 30 kids. And in a full week, it'll be up to 45. So, and that's a cohort for 6 weeks. Somebody asked earlier if the AM and PM switches every 6 weeks. No, the AM and PM will switch at the 3rd trimester, and so for the full trimester of 1 through 3 and 4 through 6, the AM and PM groups will stay the same.
There's one here about Panther Community on Wednesday through Friday. It says, are the kids on campus for Panther Community Wednesday through Friday? Yes. So they'll be here on campus. They'll do the screening and then they'll go up. And Panther Community starts a little bit later.
And then I see one about health screening. There's a couple questions, so I'm going to kind of answer them together. So the purpose of being emailed at 7 a.m. is to give people a chance for the kids to wake up, because we all know when kids wake up in the morning, they can present symptoms versus when they went to bed the night before, they can change. So we would like you to do the health screening as close to walking out the door as possible. If that's not, I see that there's someone asked about the PM cohort. If you're in the PM cohort, can you do it in the morning because you have to go off to work? Yes, you can, as long as you've checked in with your child in the morning and they seem fine, no fever, all that, that's fine.
And please know that this is the most important part that parents need to do in order for their child to come in person inside the building. And we aren't going to be able to risk not having that done and allowing kids in. And so that's why the students will be outside and calling you from their phone or our phones so that the screening can be done and they can safely go into the classroom. I'm looking through the questions to see which ones might.
So there's several here about the app. Anna, did you respond to the, I'm trying to read and multitask. What is the deadline for the afternoon cohorts to submit the daily?
So just did that they can do it in the morning. Okay.
The afternoon cohort should arrive between 12:15 or should start arriving around 12:10 and 12:15.
Where do the students meet on campus for orientation this week? They will go to whatever class is their first morning class. So on Wednesday, it'll be their first period class. Mark Nelson, help me out. Wednesday will be their third period class.
And Friday, their second period.
Friday will be their second. Yes, I got it. Their second period class.
And again, that's why we said it's really important for your child to not just know which teacher they're going to see that day when they come, but what classroom number that teacher has, because they will be going to the outside number and waiting in line there.
If they're unsure about the room number, they can always ask a friend or email their teacher.
Or ask us, we'll know.
Or email us.
Or ask us in person, we'll know.
We'll be out there. All admin and counselors will be in the 6th grade area on Wednesday, the 7th grade area on Thursday, and the 8th grade area on Friday.
To be clear, the cohorts are 460 kids. No, the cohorts are the kids that are seeing the same teachers for that day and that week. Somebody's asking about the new filters for each class product, ozone as a byproduct. I can't answer that, but that is a question we can look into and certainly put an answer in writing. What do the kids do when they're not in class during in-person days? For example, what do the PM group do in the morning? Is it all homework and independent study time? Yes, that was one of the byproducts of having this schedule. You know, it's impossible for us to replicate exact minutes and time for everybody to be and still safely bring only half the students on campus at a time. So during the time that they're not on campus in person, they are expected to be doing their work. That's either the asynchronous assignments or the independent work that has been assigned to them from their teachers from the day before. And so that is what it is. It is expected to be study time until the 2:50.
What will be covered during the one grade at a time person orientation this week that hasn't been covered tonight or in the 2 Panther community sessions? Well, we just really want to walk the kids through this so that they're comfortable, show them where they're supposed to line up. And as you know, it's better when you do it versus just watch it. So we'll be walking them through ingress, egress, how to line up, how to social distance. I'm sure they're all aware of that by now, but just really walking them through that so everyone's comfortable with it.
Trying to find. Is your expectation that families traveled over the Thanksgiving holiday are expected to quarantine for 14 days prior to sending kids back to school? That is the recommendation. We are not, as a district, requiring it, but if you feel that you have been somewhere where it's, you know, been 150 miles away or further, or been with a lot of people that you aren't typically with, then you should be quarantining and following the guidelines as provided. But it is not something that the district is requiring families to do at this time. Okay, so there's a couple of questions about the math teacher and the sense that it has been last minute. None of all of our decisions around EDL and around the schedule were done just a week or so before our last week before break. And so we have been advertising. In fact, we did hire 3 teachers during the week before our break. And it just so happened that we were not able to hire a math person, but we are interviewing tomorrow actually. And if that works out, we'll have a math teacher. And if not, we're continuing to look for the best qualified person to be able to do it. And the Brandolyn Patterson has provided lessons for the entire week, and she will continue to do what she can to support students as we continue to do our best to try to provide a qualified math teacher. Should we be using the tier 2 decision tree since we're currently in the red tier? The slide says tier 3, which I believe corresponds to the orange tier. The slides have changed again, and we are currently using the tier 1, 2, but it's a revised 1, 2. I think that was just an example of the tier 3 when we were in the orange. And so the Marin County Health Department just created a new version of tier 1 and 2. And it should be on our district website, if not on our website. And if it's not, we'll make sure we get it posted onto our website.
The question here about the screening, can it be done before 7? My understanding is that the system resets at night at 7 p.m. So, but the reminder email goes out at 7 a.m. So I think if you go into Parent Square at 6:30, 6:45 before you go to work, you'll be able to complete it then. What happens when Wednesday through Friday, when one or more teachers call in sick, not able to be at school? Well, we would hope for a sub first. That's step 1. If that can't happen, we can find the teachers would potentially zoom into the class, and we would have a class monitor in there. That's an option as well. But our first priority is to try and find a substitute for that class, and then we would go from there.
Okay, there's something about the instructional minutes, and I'm sorry, we've looked at so many different schedules that my brain is like confusing them, but I believe that the actual live instructional minutes are the same, or a little bit more in our new schedule than they were in the distance learning. Mark, can you correct me if I'm wrong? Because I know you're looking at it right now.
I mean, well, the distance learning model, it was more, but it's in this model, it's slightly less, but more than if it was AM, PM all day long.
Yeah.
You get more instructional minutes when you have a distance learning component and an in-person component, because you can have full classes with all the kids. So it's 70 times 2 is 140 plus what those 270 minutes per class is what it works out being per week.
So there's a question here about academic support time. So the students who have academic support in periods 1 through 3 are all getting their academic support period. They're all in the AM cohort, so that they get their academic support. And that also allows the academic support teachers to then have time in the afternoon, where normally the PM cohort would come, to be able to support their students who have academic support in periods 4, 5, and 6. And that is how we worked out to make sure that the students that have IEPs are getting their minutes as required in their IEP. If the 6th graders go to all 3 classes on Wednesday, do they have 3A again on Thursday morning? And there's shorter classes for them on Wednesday, just to get them to be able to see where their classes are from the outside and to meet their teacher and to see their inside of the classroom. So they're not full 65-minute classes, but again, I know Mark has a schedule right in front of him. And do they go to 3A again on Thursday, Mark?
Sorry, I'm reading questions. Do they what?
Do the
Yes,
Yes, they do. Okay, that's what I thought.
we continue with the schedule.
So one of the questions about cohorts, and I'll just comment in general on them. So they're not stable cohorts in a sense that we have one group of kids with X group of teachers. The way that our school is designed and the way our schedule is designed, it's very challenging to do that, and that was an option looking forward. However, the most recent guidance from the county is, because we are able to take accurate attendance, and because we have good contact tracers in the county, and because the kids will be wearing face coverings and we've allowed for ventilation and spacing, we're able to have the kids go from class to class. We're also minimizing contacts by going into a 3x3 model. So there's only 2 classes in the morning and 2 classes in the afternoon, and teachers and kids only see 90 students as opposed to all 140 of them. One question does talk about cohorts being 450 kids each. That's not really, that's half the school. The way you would break it down is by grade level, and then each grade level is divided into 2. So it roughly works out to loosely about 130, 140 per cohort. And that would be like the green group 6th grade, the blue group 6th grade A through J. So that would be a group. And then you have 6th grade K through Z. That would be a group. So there's essentially 6 grouped kids of around 130 to 140.
There's a question about whether we want a hard copy of the health screening or online. You do it through the Parent Square email, and then each teacher will get their class list of who has screened. So that is what a teacher will be checking before they allow the students into the classroom. They'll go down the line and check to see that each student that is supposed to have screened has screened. So you don't need to print anything or provide us anything. And we as the administrators get all the different screenings. So every day we see who has screened and who has not screened as well for the entire school population.
Bike racks, they're the same location. So they're spread out along the back fence. They're all spaced. We've spaced them out a little bit further. So the 6th graders by the 6th grade area, the 7th and 8th graders are over back by the portables. And so that's where they can put their bikes.
Okay, so it's 7:30 and we have not gotten through all the questions, but there's 93 of them. So we're not going to be able to get through all of them. We've gotten through probably about 30% of them, But please know that we will be in the next few days going through these. They do get, I believe they get saved, and we will go through them, and we will do our best to answer all of them. Some of them have been answered just in the presentation, and we'll go through the ones that we were not able to get to tonight, and we will answer those in a different format. Thank you again to all of you for coming this evening. We really appreciate having you here and being able to share this with you. We really do look forward to having students on campus. I know that it's scary and it's a little bit, we all have a little anxiety around it. And I also know that when we started bringing our hubs on campus in special education or in our library, that once the kids were here and we saw that it worked, that it helped us all relax and feel more excited about having kids on campus. And I know I checked in with the elementary principals this afternoon, and they reported the same kind of thing, that they were very excited to see the kids on campus and that the kids were super excited to be there. It's not the same as regular school, and it won't be for this year, but it is the best that we can make it. And we all want to have a really positive attitude so that we can enjoy what we can with all of our students and our staff, as well as keeping everybody safe and sane at the same time. So thank you again for being here. We really do appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to be here with us. Thank you.
Thank you.